Hi everyone, I'm John Ray and I'm the president of the Alpharetta Business Association, and I'm here with Tracy Morton of Harry Norman Realtors, and Tracy is our member of the month for March 2017. Tracy, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us about you and tell us about Harry Norman.
So Harry Norman is a Atlanta-based brand. We've got 15 offices across Metro Atlanta. I work out of the North Fulton office, which I always say in our meetings is right next to P.F. Chang's at the corner of Mansell and North Point Parkway. And Harry Norman is a wonderful company to work for. I can't imagine working for another broker, honestly. We are owned by Berkshire Hathaway, so we have them as our parent company. But at the end of the day, that family-owned business kind of emanates from the top down, and we have just a wonderful broker and a very just wonderful office here. You know, we all help each other out, and it's good for everybody.
That's great. So talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Talk about your expertise in real estate.
Sure. So my background is with startups, tech startups initially. I was in sales and international sales and marketing with tech startups. And so I took that sales and marketing background and kind of parlayed it into my current real estate business. And I do see myself as my own brand, you know, and my own business. And so I work with families and individuals all the way inside the perimeter in Atlanta, all the way up to Lake Lanier. And I am certified to work with relocation clients. And then sort of a passion of mine is working with 55 and over with seniors. So I have I'm certified to work with seniors and as a senior real estate specialist. So that kind of grew out of just my interest in working with, my parents went through a housing change, and that kind of focused me into working more with seniors, and I really enjoy that part of my business and helping people make those late in life transitions.
Great. So tell our folks a little bit about maybe a few tips that they ought to know. Maybe those of us that are in the sandwich generation, right?
Yeah.
That need to deal with elderly parents and the whole issue of real estate relocation. Give everyone a few tips on that.
So, you know, one of the things I think, like you mentioned, the sandwich generation is a lot of us are either ourselves in that generation or have parents that are. And so you have a large home that needs to be downsized. That seems to be the big word now. And so there's so many things that go into that. And, you know, a big part of that is getting the home ready to market. And sometimes it's easier to sell the home with the items and the people out of them. And then other times it's good to do it with them. But it's just making sure that the house is well maintained and that you take care of all of those issues that need to be. And a real estate agent's there to help you do that. That's what they should be doing, is helping you identify what you need to do to get your home ready when you are making that downsizing or transition decision. So that it can go on the market, and then consulting with you and working with you on pricing it. And then the other half of that is, where are you going to go next? What's the right place for you? Is that a 55 and over community? Is it going to be like a graduated care facility where you start independently but then have the option of moving through as you need more assistance? Or is it directly into assisted living? So, and then on the other side of this, you have the financial considerations, you have the legal considerations. So really, really being preemptive and planning and being organized, having a family member that's sort of your designee who knows where, you know, what kind of title you hold on your home, having your financial information, all of that is so important. And I have a YouTube channel that really addresses a lot of this, where I've filmed 6 segments along with fellow ABA member Amy Rufecca and Brett Rackling, where we do talk very comprehensively about these issues.
That's great. So where can people find that channel?
Yeah, the best way for them to find it is to email me or text me, call me, and I'll be happy to pass that along, because it is currently marked not public. It's I have to send you the link for it.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
okay, okay, so I'm gonna ask about your contact information,
Yeah.
but I want you to go ahead and give your email address.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my email address is Tracy, TRACY.Morton, MORTON, @harrynorman.com.
Great, so, obviously, we're Alpharetta Business Association, so everybody's interested in what's going on in
Yes.
Alpharetta, even though you work all the way up and down Georgia
Yeah.
400. Talk a little bit for us about what's going on in the real estate market in Alpharetta, some of the things that you see that our members and friends should be aware of.
Sure. So I've lived in North Fulton for 28 years, and the biggest thing I see right now, I mean, first of all, we've got all kinds of amazing development going on in downtown Alpharetta. So we've got, and most of that development is really aimed toward millennials and people that are downsizing, because these are smaller profile, either townhomes or they're single family homes, but they're on very compressed lots. So, but the development that's happening is super exciting, and the whole walkability of downtown Alpharetta, and the mayor's bike loop, the Alpharetta Loop, all of those are great things, I think, for our city and for our housing, and just for livability for people in this area. And it's super. This is the kind of stuff I get excited about.
Sure.
But one of the trends that I do see happening is with our housing is that, not, especially the millennials, they don't want that big country clubhouse.
Right.
That is not what floats their boat. So if you have one of those houses that's a larger scale home and a country club development, you've got to have that house updated to a T for it to sell, because those houses are just not what people are gravitating towards now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what I hear coming through is an experienced real estate agent who's been through a lot of cycles, right, in the past, and
Yeah.
maybe can help point folks to where there's some excess and where there's some value.
Yeah, and my job is to be on top of the new developments, to be on top of the trends, to really analyze all the sales data that comes in on a monthly basis, to talk to real estate appraisers to see what the trends are. So I'm constantly have a pulse on hopefully staying ahead of the curve so I can advise my clients the best of my abilities. But we still, I talked about millennials and downsizing, but we still have lots of young families moving into Alpharetta because of our strength of our schools, and that really ultimately is the backbone of our community. And when I get to work with those folks, I love it, because that's why I moved here. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Super. So, Tracy, thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Congratulations
Thanks.
again.
Yeah.
But before we go, for those that want to reach out and connect with you, tell them how to do that.
Sure. So the best way to reach me was be my email address, which is tracy.morton@harrynorman.com, or you can call me on 404-784-6970.
Great. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Don.